in the kitchen with Christine, the happy cookie lady, and we are making homemade biscotti. You see it at, coffee shops, maybe you've seen it at the grocery store. It's not all that hard to make at home, and it makes a nice gift for a coffee lover. You can tuck it in a mug, a few pieces in a nice little cellophane bag. But there's a little bit of a process to it.
Yeah, biscotti actually means baking twice in Italian, so it's a twice baked item.
It's a very hard cookie, and it really is meant for dipping in coffee or tea because it softens it up. So
actually, the homemade ones aren't as hard as some of the ones you buy at the grocery store. It's a good dipping cookie, but it's not that.
Well, that's good.
Afraid your teeth
that's
are
good.
gonna...
Yeah, some of them are a little bit too hard in my book. So, all right, let's get started.
What I'm going to have you do first, Amy, we're going to make a glaze to drizzle these with.
Okay.
There's 3 squares of the semi-sweet baking chocolate, and just a touch of shortening in there. That kind of, you never want to thin chocolate with water, and this kind of thins it down and gives it like a little sheen to it when it's put on.
Great. So 3 squares of the baking chocolate and a little bit of shortening, and we'll just melt that carefully.
I'm low on it. Let's stir it every once in a while.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start with some butter that I've chunked up to make the mixing go a little bit faster. And the sugar. Going to get that going real good.
Softened butter and just regular granulated sugar.
Regular granulated sugar. And what I had to do, I took the slivered almonds and I toasted them a little bit in the oven, about 300 on a foil lined tray, and I just kept stirring and watching it, and then I chopped them.
Okay.
That makes a big difference in how they taste, as you know.
It really does. It's worth toasting the nuts, especially when you're baking.
Just don't burn them.
Yes. Keep a close eye on them. Don't walk away and get busy doing something else.
Then they're done that. Okay, then I'm going to add a couple of eggs, some vanilla, and then once again I dissolved some of the espresso powder in water.
So this is coffee flavor.
This is a Mocha Almond Biscotti.
Ooh, yum.
Okay. And then I took another 1.5 of those sticks like we used for the glaze.
Okay.
And I grated them.
Okay, just like with a box grater?
Yeah, with a box grater.
Okay.
I'm sure you could use it somehow in a food processor, but I got lazy and didn't want to clean mine, so I just
sure.
box grater.
But you basically need that chocolate to be very fine. You don't want chunks of it.
You don't want like chocolate chips or anything like that. I'm going to scrape this down with
You betcha. And our bittersweet little bars are starting to melt here. We've got a little bit of shortening. They're taking a good old time.
I need that mixed up good. Okay. I want to make sure it's as smooth as we can get it.
Sure smells good.
You know, I could see adding a little bit of that orange rind in here like we did with the other one,
yeah, that'd be good. I mean, we're flavoring this with chocolate, but I'm sure there's all different flavors of biscotti.
That's good.
Okay.
Then we have the salt and the baking powder.
Okay. And we're going to do our flour. I'm going to turn it off.
Thank you.
Does this make a pretty big batch?
It makes at least 3 dozen of them.
Oh, that's a lot of biscotti.
It depends on how thick you make it, and if you store it in an airtight container, it's going to last a couple weeks.
It makes a really nice favor if you're having a book club or coffee clutch or something like that. It really is nice because it's inexpensive to make and it's
something different. I know I do a lot of different ones. I do one for my best friend every year for Christmas. It's an orange cranberry one. So. And then we're going to add the almonds. How's that doing?
It's good. Do we want it thinner than this?
We just want all the lumps out. We want it smooth.
Okay.
So I want to get this so that it forms a ball. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do that though.
That's okay, because we have some of the dough over there.
Yeah. What we're going to do when that all forms a bowl, what you're going to do is you're going to parchment line a pan.
Okay.
And then we're going to make 2 about 10 by 3 inch loaves out of it, so it won't be very high. It'll end up being just about as high as this one I started to cut.
Okay.
But it'll be two side by side, and you're going to bake it for about a half hour at 350.
In the loaf form.
In the loaf form,
Okay.
it'll be the loaf, just like
Okay.
two side by side.
Okay.
So you'll have two 10 by 3 inch flatter loaves, and
Okay.
it doesn't rise a whole lot. It rises a little bit, and it doesn't spread a whole lot. But
Okay.
you want to leave a little bit of room in between them.
Okay.
Then you're going to let that cool for about 15 minutes,
Okay.
not all the way.
Okay.
Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take them and we're going to slice diagonal like that,
Okay.
about the 1/2-inch pieces. Now this one was cooked last night. That's why you only let it cool for about 15 minutes. Otherwise, it's harder to slice. And then we're going to bake it again on its side like that
Okay.
for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
And then you're going to flip it halfway through.
All right.
Okay. Then,
So here's where we're at right over here.
yeah, so
these
now
have
we've
been
got them that are
baked twice.
baked
They've
twice.
been flipped over, and now we're going to come decorate them.
And what you want to do is you want to cool these on a wire rack so that they stay crispy
Okay.
on both sides. You
Okay.
don't want it to have a chance to get soft on the one side.
So I hope
How's
this
that drizzle doing?
Well,
That's fine. right now. And after it's all
cool.
they're all cool, they're looking good, we're going to take and we're going to do a chocolate drizzle on them. Oop, more of a chocolate glob with this. Usually I use a butter knife when I do this. Kind of gives it a
That
nice
could be
little...
mine. I'm all about more chocolate.
You know, you could also take these and dip half of it.
Ooh, yeah,
You
that'd
know,
be
you can
pretty.
do the dip of the
Yeah.
half. You need a little bit more chocolate, but you can dip half and then let them set up. But you're going to let them set up for a couple hours till they're dry.
And the fun thing is then when you dip them in your coffee, that chocolate's going to,
Yeah.
kind of come off in your
Yep.
coffee, and some of the cookie comes off in your coffee. Here are the finished biscotti, and they look absolutely gorgeous. We're drizzling them with, the dark chocolate. You could do white chocolate.
This is actually the semi-sweet.
Oh, the semi-sweet. Okay. So, it's basically up to you, kind of more of a method for this biscotti, just to get the idea. But it's not all that hard to do,
Yeah,
and
so
it
you
really
could
is
even
kind of
spread
fun.
'em.
Yeah.
You could spread it on there too, so however you wanted to do them. As
Sounds
long as you
good.
got chocolate with
Yeah.
your...
With your
Biscotti,
coffee?
yeah.
I'm all about it. And if you want to get a hold of Christine, again, she brought along some of her cutout cookies. I love coffee. Yes, we all love coffee, and they're so cute. But you have a theme, a cookie cutter. She's probably got it for you. How many cookie cutters do you
Over
have?
600. yeah.
600. So you can get a hold of Christine at Happy Space Cookie Lady on Facebook, and talk to her about ordering cookies for your next special occasion. Thanks, Christine, for coming.
Good to see you.
Always great to see you too. Stay with us. We'll be right back.